or, you know. And I'll just toss it, okay, got 6. Put all your ideas together and act upon them. Okay, that's pretty simple.
Okay, then go to this one here, forget that.
Okay, so the next one
is stone crystal divination.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get these sheets available to you, and once you get the DVD, you'll see what she's doing.
Yes. Okay, so
these sheets have, the other one had numbers 1 through 12 for the dice. This one here has colors, has 8 stones: black, purple, red, blue, yellow, green, white, brown, and a quartz crystal.
And a quartz crystal. Okay, so again, I just say, okay, what is the energy? What kind of energy is happening right now? What do I need to be doing? Whatever the question is, usually I just ask them to tell me what's going on. I don't really even ask the question. I'll just go, you know, tell me what's happening. You know, talking to the goddesses, the gods. Tell me what's going on right now. Okay. And the idea is the closest stone to the crystal is what you would read. You know,
that's
color.
green stone this time.
Yeah.
Or no,
or black.
It's kind of.
It's kind of, yeah, they like
it's kind of even. That's okay if that's the case. Then you just do it again. That's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
I'm missing.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's what it was.
Okay.
That's it. It didn't want to be left out. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's try it. Okay.
Ah, there you go.
That
That one's out.
now the green is actually the
Okay,
closest.
the green is it? Okay, so then
And the
I
green
go to the
says-
green. Thank you. Okay.
Plan your future.
You know, it's funny because I pulled that earlier, and I'm like, okay.
So these are different ones, but what we want to do is we want to put these, we want to give you a shot on the camera that you can pan on the camera so the people can see what this is. This is the dice divination 1 through 12. You throw the dice, whatever the number comes up, they give you the oracle. This is the stone divination, black, purple, red, blue, yellow, green, white, brown, and a quartz crystal. You throw it, the stone that's near the quartz crystal will give you that. So if it was red near the quartz crystal, then it says move ahead and complete the project. So these are different ones. The dice divination and the stone divination. We'll make these things available. Somebody can run them off, you know, and we'll have these here and leave these behind in London town. Okay. And so I just want to do one thing. Can I just do a little question and answer just to end out? Mm-hmm. So give me some questions right quick, just to end out. What's that? Mm-hmm.
How do you get your money tree working?
Your money tree?
Yeah, money tree. A money tree.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, how do you get your money tree working for you? I don't know about that one, but I gave enough money ritual.
Oh, okay. We have the plant tree. We've got a plant tree that's called the money tree.
The money tree, oh. Well, I'm new on that. I can't answer what I don't know, so you can probably tell me. And yeah. What's that, brother? Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for a cure for eczema?
A cure for what?
Eczema.
Bachelor ritual cures everything. Eczema is so minor to that old bachelor ritual with the coconut. Knock that shit right out.
Change your diet.
Yeah.
How old is your mom?
Huh?
How old is your mom?
My mother passed, made the transition. She was 71 when she made the transition. When she made the transition, yeah. What's that?
Yeah, sometimes in life you borrow people your money, and then when they return it to you, they do things to just wash your hands like you don't have any money. What do you do to get back the money?
Oh, after somebody borrows money from you,
Yeah,
and then they return it,
yeah, but we just fail to discipline you like.
they make you so you can't, well,
I usually, actually you could take,
spiritual bath.
well, yeah, and I would write their name down on a piece of paper, and you can get some oil called Do As I Say, and write out the person's name, and then just put on there, you will return my money now. And then, put some oil on it, fold it up, and you can put that under a black candle.
But what he was saying was they did a spell when they return the money, you can't get no more money.
Oh, okay.
A spiritual bath should do that. And you know, one of the best ones, you know, the one I have on all my tapes.
Oh, yeah.
3 cups of lemon juice,
You all tried that one?
3 cups of bleach. What? 3 cups of lemon juice, 3 cups of bleach,
It's powerful.
3 cups of ammonia.
Caps.
Caps. Not cups. I don't. 3 caps of lemon. 3 caps of lemon juice. 3 caps of bleach. 3 caps of ammonia. And 3 caps of vinegar. And 3 caps. Okay, you gotta be quiet. 3 caps of lemon juice. 3 caps of vinegar. 3 caps of bleach. 3 caps of ammonia. And a half a cup of sea salt in a bathtub of water. You get in the bathtub and that cleans off all the negative aspect. And you get a white candle and burn it. And you stay about 15 minutes, but when you get out of the, make sure your whole head goes up under that water. And then you get up, it's capped so it ain't gonna be that bad. You get up and you shower off real good. Then you take part of the wax of that candle and ball it up and wear it on your person. Wear it on your person, on yourself. So that's a real good spiritual cleansing.
That's for cleansing.
Huh?
Oh, you roll it up.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you roll it up and you put it in your, put it in your pocket. What happened is back in 1993, there was a guy who was he had just gotten out of prison, but he had this probation officer, a parole officer, that hated black people and wanted to send him back to prison. So he went to someone to get a spiritual cleansing, and the guy said, I'm going to give you the spiritual cleansing, but when you go before the guy, he won't even know you or won't even see you. And we went before the guy, the same guy supposed to be his probation officer or whatever, what they call it. When he went before this particular guy, the guy was like, who are you? And he didn't have to go back to probation or parole or whatever you call it. We didn't know what the ritual was until when Linda came through back in, when we first hooked up back in 2004, she had the ritual on that cleansing ritual. So that's one of the most powerful ones. You see what I'm saying? Give me some questions. Then you.
With regards to the money ritual,
Yeah.
does it matter what time of month you do it?
Which money ritual? Oh no, the time is whenever you do it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's about a money ritual, what time of the month. Now, whenever you do it, that's when it goes into action. Huh? What you say now?
If it's not full moon, wouldn't it intensify?
Oh, that would be one that's a full moon ritual, but I didn't give out any of those, so it don't really matter. Yeah. It wouldn't matter. Only if it's one that calls us for a full moon. Yeah, but no, this wouldn't matter. But hey, full moon always enhances stuff. Yeah, right. It can only help. You see what I'm saying? And full moon has a lot to do with melanin. It can only help. What's that, brother?
I know yesterday you spoke about the crystal skull. You didn't touch it today, but just give us a breakdown.
Well, the crystal skull is really, the crystal skull is a metaphysical aspect. The crystal skull connects with the Olmec heads. And the Olmec heads are the heads of the black man and the black woman or whatever, the gods. The crystal skull, actually, if an Olmec head died, if an ancestor died, what comes after the ancestor dies? You have a skull left behind. So the crystal skull represents the skull left behind from the Olmec heads, but it also represents the pineal gland. That's the real deal. The crystal skull represents the pineal gland. Is what it represents. And that's what we have.
Okay, question is, with the music and everything, you understand that the frequencies and so forth, they're using to manipulate us through the sounds and so forth. A lot of us grew up in a time where we saw our own black singers and so forth, and we would, we admire them. But now you have this thing where you got Mary Winehouse, yeah? And everybody chatting about how Mary Winehouse got this black voice,
Yeah.
And, she drugged up everything, or some people say she may be part Jew or whatever. I remember you saying yesterday about maybe that black strain or whatever. But the thing is, a lot of the youths seem to be not emulating, just thinking, wow, and she's so great, when she's emulating us, yeah?
Exactly.
Now the thing is, if it was a black woman now, so many of our, got great voices.
Yeah.
But however, we're just talking about India Ivy today. You can hear something just kind of disappeared with her.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if it was a black sister sing so great, and she was,
There's only one.
every minute smoking, injecting shit, you wouldn't get her on the news. You wouldn't get her so well acclaimed. So
that's
what's
just
this thing with Mary Winehouse?
Well, let's put it this way. I will say this.
Yeah, I hear that.
One year we complained in America that they didn't give no Hollywood stars no Academy Awards. So the very next year, when the Academy Awards came down, because what happened was, it broke them down because a lot of the white newspapers and books started reporting on a string of good movies that came out. One was that Samuel L. Jackson in the Bayou. I can't think of the name of that movie. Huh? No, this was 10 years ago, not recent.
Bayou?
East Bayou. It was supposed to, they said it was critically acclaimed, but whatever beat it out was crap in the white world. So they was complaining about it, and white people started complaining about it. The very next year, black people put out shit, bad stuff. So this is how this thing goes. If you turn on the radio, 90% of what you hear on black music is bad shit. So you can't blame an Amy Winehouse. You can say it's juxtaposed to some genius stuff we putting out garbage, low-level sounds. Yeah. So as a result, you see what I'm saying? I can see if there was some great stuff that's out there that you can say that Amy Winehouse is being beat out, but we're putting out bad, low-level shit.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Not just the rap, but the R&B, the reggae, or whatever is garbage compared to the classical stuff. So you got to look at those types of things and all this kind of thing. And there's one simple thing to do. I only listen to the classical stuff. We got 1,000 classical records till if no other new music is ever made, we wouldn't miss it. We wouldn't miss it.
But they're not working, they're not using her for any type of...
Well, I mean, you can't focus on what white people going to do to venerate their people or whatever type thing.
No, black people that just...
Well...
Just into her.
Well, my point here, now let's be fair about this thing, White people get into black music and enjoy it. We can allow a little bit of white music to enjoy if it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say, sometimes we just got to hedge our bets. You see what I'm saying? If it's decent, it doesn't really matter. It's just one artist. I mean, it's not a major conspiracy if you like a certain person. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that white boy, what's the guy, John?
Robin Thicke?
Huh? No, this other white boy that goes with Jennifer Aniston now. John Mayer. I listen to it, but guess what? It's a white boy, but the black shit that's put out opposite is bullshit. So you got to hedge your bets on this type thing and just put out better music. You see what I'm saying? We're putting out awful stuff. The rap is completely insane. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to some southern rap that, I don't know, it looked like somebody in a mental institution out there just hollering. I'm just saying, all this stuff is bad. So, we got enough problem with our music just being horrible music. Now, I don't even listen to it. You see what I'm saying? But I listen to the classics. And I'm not listening to the classic because I'm old. I'm listening to the classic because the music is just that bad. You see what I'm saying? You say, what's that, brother?
Would you take us out these pictures?
Anubis, Black Dog, Egypt, Kemet. Everybody should know Anubis. Ganesha removes obstacles. Setmet, right here, the goddess of warfare, a Kundalini goddess. Nefertim, her son, the one that's the god of perfume, got 2 knives, so obviously he's a god for protection. Osiris, you should know who Osiris is now. The Sri Yantra, one that lines up melanin, one of the oldest symbols on the planet Earth, long before India. The Balm of Isis, it's self-explanatory. It reads something on there where you get these perfumes and you make a balm and a tincture and then you invoke her name and ask what you want. Last but not least, the goddess Seshet. The goddess Seshet, which I said was the original pineal goddess and the god of melanin, learning, reading, writing, and all those type things. You see, and a god of knowledge and wisdom. A god of knowledge and wisdom and all. Get a book called The Dictionary of Ancient Deities. It's the most profound and the most accurate book to give you the most amount of deities. The Dictionary of Ancient Deities. You get that one book, you can cut out 50 other books. The Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Charles Russell Coulter and Patricia Turner. It's one of the best books on the market on all these deities. Thousands of deities from Africa to Tibet. It doesn't matter. You know, this sister had a hand for you. What's that? Mm-hmm.
Where's the key place to go?
Huh?
Where is the key place to go to in Kemet? What ritual should you do?
Okay, when you go into Kemet, I would suggest go to the Temple of Dendera. The Temple of Dendera, or the Temple of Hathor, Heheru at Dendera, and then go to the Temple of Horus at Edfu. Because they marry those two temples every year. You see what I'm saying? So the temples at Temple of Horus at Edfu, the Temple of Heheru at Dendera. But you got to take in Karnak Temple and the Temple of Luxor also. But I think those are very key temples. The Temple of Horus at Edfu and the Temple of Dendera, the Temple of Hathor at Dendera. And you know, but because a lot of people got to get a lot of experiences when they go there on those particular ones. But Luxor, you got to go there and you got to go to Karnak. You see, and then they have the major ones. I would suggest to go to, if you can, to go to Abydos. So a lot of tours don't go by Abydos. Abydos is the Holy Land of Kemet. And there's a lot of advanced stuff, and so they try to deter you from going to Abydos, which is the Holy Land. They didn't call it the Holy Land for a reason. That means it's got a lot of power there. So they a lot of tours shamelessly don't go to Abydos. So try to get something to take you to Abydos, the Holy Land. Take you to Abydos. Another thing you need to do too, you get a chance, if you're ever in America, go to Las Vegas and stay in the Luxor Hotel. The reason why I want you to stay in the Luxor Hotel because we went and did a ritual on Christmas Day of 2002 and recorrected the energy and took it back. Made it ours. But the beam that shoots out the top of the Luxor Hotel is the brightest light on the planet. You can see it from outer space. So we did a major ritual on Christmas Day to take that back. And now the energy is ours. So the first thing going to throw you off on Luxor Hotel when you get there, you're going to see two big murals with white Egyptians looking like Queen Elizabeth and Victorian land. But that's to throw you off because all the rest of the bas reliefs or bar relief around the actual hotel are going to be black figures. And so go do you a ritual up in Luxor Hotel, and it's good if you can do some sexual stuff up in there too. You see what I'm saying? Also, they also got a temple of Sekhmet on one of the roads out there in Vegas. They just say if you're ever in America and you want to do that. What's that, brother?
The prime, actually, you touched on it, but the primordial energy, because we are the carriers of that energy. You was breaking down on one of the DVDs about the reason why they don't want us to come together and love, and basically knowing that love is the final frontier.
Yeah.
Could you kind of clarify the whole aspects of that? Because, you know,
got 1,000 years to go into no damn love shit. Take Babylonia, the Mistress of Love and Sex, Volume 1, and Babylonia, the Mistress of Love and Sex, Volume 2. That's the Mayo one.
Yeah, but you're talking about the primordial energy and what can happen when, you know, two black couples come together, what they can do on the...
Yeah, basically they try to split us up. It's because they're trying to split up the Isis and Osiris. So the primordial energy, Isis, Osiris, Solomon and Shiva, because Solomon is nothing but Isis and Osiris. You know, they took that story and tried to historicalize it. Shiva, Parvati, Vishnu, Lakshmi. And so that primordial energy, you know, a fight for the planet, that's why they don't show you in romantic love on TV. You see what I'm saying? That is for a reason and all, because they don't want to promote you with romantic love.
Excuse me. Is Sudan, I hear that they've got whole of pyramids in Sudan.
Yeah, they got pyramids in
They
Sudan.
try to keep a lot of people away from that.
Well, they got pyramids there. One of the main keys of Sudan, when they was, one of the thing about the slavery, good you brought that up. You know, they're killing people in the genocide in the Sudan. One of the missions of the genocide in Sudan is Basil Davidson did a documentary on Egypt and Africa in the 1980s. He did one on a guy by the name of Ali Mazirari, who was a Muslim. A lot of people bought the Ali Mazirari because he was a black man, and they didn't buy Basil Davidson because he was British. But the Basil Davis one, he went down to Khartoum, where is the capital of where the Janjaweed and the people who are killing the people in Darfur. And they asked the final question, Basil Davidson asked the question, well, who were the ancient Egyptians? He said, the ancient Egyptians is me. And it was a professor at the University of Khartoum that said that we are the ancient Egyptians down here. And so the Darfur region thing with all that, what you think it is nothing but wiping out the bloodline trying to wipe out the bloodline of the ancient Kamites. But what they didn't realize is the bloodline of the ancient Kamites, although it went to Nubia, was suppressed down into Nubia after the Arab invasion, it also traveled to West Africa and became a part of the slave trade and ended up in the Western Hemisphere. That's also in two books, the book called Exiled Egyptians by Mustafa Gadala, and the other book called God Wills the Negro by Theodore P. Winthrop, where he proved that the women walking around Chicago had Egyptian phenotypes, and he gives this story on how a lot of the slave traders, the African kings, they gave up the Egyptians because the Egyptians was homeless because their kingdom was overrun. So they gave them up, and a lot of them came to the Western Hemisphere. Well, he must have been right in his theory, because the government rolled in. He wrote the book in 1939. He went to the University of Chicago where he did his study. And the government rolled in and confiscated every book known to man of this man's work except one. And I received the book in 1999 with Xerox copy, and the Xerox copy was better than any other printed copy I ever had. And that was the Spirit preserving this particular information. So that particular information. But one of the groups of ancient Kamites went down into Nubia, and that's what the genocide is. For some reason, they want to wipe out that bloodline because of this return. But they don't understand. They said it the return in the West, and that's us in the diaspora. What's that, brother?
I wanted to ask you know the situation with Rabboni, Dr. Malachi,
Yeah.
and the tearing down of the Tamari.
Right.
Could you give us a bit of information on that?
Well, let me tell you what the real deal is. I'm going to give you the spiritual side. Dr. York had to leave because that is the only way that the nation would go beyond Dr. York. Now, he even said himself in 1999 that it's time for you all to be gods, and I'm going to go away. You see what I'm saying? So he either saw it or what have you, but that was the prophecy on how that thing went down. You see what I'm saying? As a result, because you got a lot of people, a lot of time I say about the groups, you can be in a group and you can follow a person till you 95 years old. But if there's work to be done, sometimes the master have to leave so that you can see the clear way. Now, if you know the end of the basis of any kung fu movies, that always happens. He's either killed or he leaves. And that student, the only way that student can elevate himself to master itself is the master has to go away. And basically, that's what he was saying in 1999. So the logistics on how he left, you see what I'm saying? That's just the way things work themselves out. You see what I'm saying? But that means that there had some gods within his circle that needed to rise up, and the only way he could do that was him to go away.
Right. Can you elaborate on the connection between Ruboni and Wesley Snipes?
Well, you know, Wesley Snipes just went down and set up his martial arts school down on the land. Hollywood and a couple other people kind of got disappointed about that. They made it known that they didn't really like that. They don't like people that they give scores of money to hobnobbing with people that people that they are afraid of or dislike or whatever reason. So when he did that and all, he set up the guide in which later on landed him in prison. And it lets you know that it had to have been something that he had done in the past. He went to prison. He had gotten enough money from the people. He owed $15 million. He knew enough people in Hollywood, rich people, and even white folks, Woody Harrelson and all these good friends. He showed up at the court with the $15 million, and they still gave him 3 years. You see, so it's always a conspiracy. A conspiracy when they don't want you hobnobbing with something. Don't you know they have a unwritten law that these basketball and football players and all of them can't become philanthropists? And the only one that got into philanthropy, he was already out of the league, was Magic Johnson. But while they're playing, there's a limit on what they can do in the black community. You see what I'm saying? In the black community. And usually when they get in trouble, they don't open up 1 or 2 more schools that they weren't supposed to open up and different things like that. So it's always, that's control. They got to control it because you can, if you get the right mindset, you can raise people up with all the kind of money. So yeah.
The reason why I'm asking that, Bobby, is because when I met Lennon Jeffries in about 95, Lennon Jeffries had paid a visit to America. He was explaining to me about the power in that pyramid that they built there.
Not only that, him and Clemson Brown. Clemson Brown is also the videographer that filmed all the Dr. Ben and all of them. He also went down with Leonard Jeffries. And he explained that when you're at the pyramids in Egypt, there's a certain energy and certain feel you get when you're around those temples. He got the same feeling at Eatonton. So that's saying a lot for just black children of slaves and just black ghetto children building the same shit that they were a model or a replica of what they would build in Hemmitt. And they're always against that because that happened with some white boys at the University of Chicago in 1968, 40 years ago. They built a replica of an Ark of the Covenant based on acacia wood and different designs that they had gotten, and the thing started lightning, thundering, and lightning in the dormitory room. And the United States Army came in engaged with full armor and made them tear it down. So I know that anytime you start building stuff that can produce that kind of energy, that's certain that they're going to come after you. You see, what's that?
Yeah, the 2012 situation that we got facing now, what should we expect?
Well, if you look for that date, 2012, you're going to be disappointed because 2012 is going on now. 2012 is a season and a cycle. Remember, just like you got the summer solstice, you never hear the ancient people dealing with dates. Dates is artificial. They deal with seasons and cycles because that's what nature deals with. You see what I'm saying? The date, it was only calculated to give you an estimate around a certain time. But the date is a cycle, and we in 2012 right now been in it. So there's a DVD called Secrets of Alchemy by Jay Weidner. And in there he says we call it a 2012 season. Don't get caught up on the date. Just like Y2K, you're going to be disappointed each time you catch up on the date and you're going to miss the season. That's why the guy comes out with the book Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now.
So how come they predicted certain...
But they always predicting stuff. They predict stuff because that's what they do based on how they explain time on a linear perspective. But it's never that way. They can't predict shit. You see, so even the Mayans was trying to tell them that basically they give a actual date, but ain't shit gonna happen on that date. It's happening now. Guess what 2012 is? I just gave you an ass of rituals. Guess what? That's just something that happened in 2012. Not some date a couple of years from now. And that's where we always, you know, we don't understand. Nothing goes on dates, it goes on cycles. But yes, they're going to give you these particular dates. That's to throw you off. Remember now, before it was 2012, if you was in the 90s, see, they already know that. They know that you don't have nothing but a 3-year memory span, most humans. You don't have that kind of data. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If I ask you what happened in 1997, I don't know. A lot of things happened in 1997. Hale-Bopp comet, Heaven's Gate, when people kill themselves. You see what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on. You see, I can go on and on and on, but we only have a 3-year attention span. So they give you a date, and you looking at the date and getting thrown off. It's the stuff that's going on now. Huh?
Certain teachers now, who are teaching now about the fact that, look, the way our technology is moving, because they're now even creating things before other technology they have is obsolete. So technology is racing towards something. Yeah, because like with this camera, is 5 years old. It's old, but look, it still can do everything what the cameras they're making today.
So, I mean, what's the point?
Well, the point is that they're saying here what? If their technology is racing to a sudden destruction, so that means, like you was talking the other day about the technology might not work. So when is that point where we're going to reach where the technology might not work, the electricity might not work, and we're doing all this spirituality, obviously.
You know what they say? Guess what? You know what say? It might be the next 5 minutes. You just don't know. It might be tomorrow. It might be the next 5 minutes. It might be 2 years from now. They can't calculate it. You see what I'm saying? But it could be the next 5 minutes.
So if you're saying that,
we got one more question and
two more questions. Bam,
okay,
bam.
2 more questions and
bam.
we got
3 questions. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Yeah. What you saying now?
You know how they're speaking about the woman up on the
Yeah, exactly.
Is that useful for Africans, and how can we?
We are the ones that's warming the globe up. The Kundalini energy.
I was gonna say,
They talk about the reptilians. They're talking about people that's got a certain energy. It's global warming. That's your Kundalini rising up. As well as the earth. See, when your Kundalini rises up, your center, the earth also has a Kundalini that responds to the indigenous people's Kundalini. And they already know that that is us.
Okay, how can we individually help to control the weather?
Well, for right now, if you just want to individually, that's a good question, because that was one of my rituals. If you want to individually help to control the weather, start right now with this overcast and the rain you always have here. And basically what you do is you visualize these black scarabs going up to the clouds, but don't let them go up under the clouds. Let them go up on top of the clouds, because if you ever flew on an airplane, when you go up on top of the clouds, you see sunshine. So you let these scarabs go out on top of the clouds in your mind for miles and miles out, and then you let them open up a hole amongst all of these black scarabs. You see a circle opening up and the sun shining through. Man, I got so proficient at this thing until the weather people would come on the TV and say, we're going to have rain today, and I would make it not rain. And I did it for a month, and then it changed them. They said, we're going to have rain today, but then, of course, we got these other things coming in, and it might not be that. So start with that. You are the original weather people. And you can start with that. Just start with the rain. And then use your mind to start with other things. Hell, why you think the sun's shining out here? You see what I'm saying? We worked on the weather all this week, and then it got a little cloudy yesterday, and the Spirit said, don't worry about that. These people used to coming out in the clouds. And it still was packed. What's that, brother?
Can you explain the importance of using alcohol with the spirits to generate spirits?
Yes. Alcohol is called a spiritose. And you don't see no system where they don't use the alcohol. You see what I'm saying? They don't use the alcohol, which is interesting you would say that, because I created elixirs from alcohol that cure anything. And you've seen them on my tapes. I take a brown rum and a white gin, or white rum and a brown whiskey, and mix it together. And then call on whatever deity you want to name it after, and then drink it, and then get under some music at night in the dark. See, we don't listen to music in the dark. You got to listen to music in the dark When you listen to music in the dark, that's when the melanin flows and it takes you to another level and stuff. But alcohol is very important, but the best thing that they love, the feminine deals is like that elderberry wine.
How do they relate to it?
Huh?
On a scientific level?
On a scientific level, they call it spirits. It could be very well spirits, fermentation that made spirits. You see, but like I said, you know, it'll take too long to go into the, what you call it. Yeah, but get that devil spirits vodka, 180 proof, and you are rolling with the spirits. Okay, what's that? Your brother raising his hand. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, right, about the Western countries and their weapon systems.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the nuclear weapons they have.
Yeah, look.
Russia, China, they have all these
You know
weapons.
what? They're not, look. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Look. You ain't got to worry about them. Only thing they're doing is selling wolf tickets. Look. You either shit or get off the pot. If they was going to do something, they're going to do it. They use all of that to keep you thinking that there's a need for all of that. And meanwhile, they ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah, but Bob Marley said it in the record already. You mustn't worry about it.
No, they're not going to do nothing because if they would have done it, if they could have done it, they would have already done it. They can't do it because spiritually, we are in charge. The thing here is, he keeps putting you on his agenda every day with fear. The day that you move outside of his agenda, you will find out that he's selling wolf tickets and he ain't got no damn power. But you got to get out of his agenda, because his agenda calls fear, and remember, melanin shuts down with fear. It strives with stress. You create with stress, but it shuts down with fear. So what he does is give you fear. You worried about some nuclear stuff and bombs he couldn't use 50 years ago.
Yeah, but what is it relating with Planet X? Anything like that?
Planet X is nothing but the pineal gland. You talking about Nibiru, Neb Heru? Before it was Nibiru, it was Neb Heru. Get Bruce Rutt's book, Architects of the Underworld, or get The Serious Mystery. Okay. Neb Heru is nothing but talking about the pineal gland. We are the ones that's in charge. That ain't shit up there but a hologram up there that is reflecting outside of us. We are the Planet X. This is the key right here. The final frontier is us.
Okay. We've got to run it.
I want to say this. I want to say this. Let me just say this, y'all. Everybody listen. I want to say this. I do one of these lectures at least once a month. I used to do 3 times a month before the circuit kind of dissolved. And we on fumes, and the only people working are the ones who was established. Me, Valentine, Delbert Blair, what have you. But I want to say this. I know that energy, and I'm telling you, man, y'all got it. If you want to say the catalyst, y'all got it. The energy is off the chain. And it's almost like you all appreciate this particular information like it was the last information on earth. And that's what I learned about London town. You see what I'm saying? And over across seas, they don't even show you. Most of the Americans don't even know no more than 2 or 3 of you all exist.
Probably that's why the Malachi said he's the best supporters right here.
It is, he most definitely knew what he was talking about, because the energy is sure enough here. You see, that's an experience. So y'all need to, y'all all on the ball.
Few announcements just before we go.
We need more. And it's glad to see so many of us have actually come to take the transition. Peace and love.
Bless it. Yes.
Today was very, very inspiring. What I say, I love Bobby Hemmitt. I think he's very, very charismatic. I think people like that are needed. For me today, what today has done for me is that it spurred me on to take myself to the next level. You know what I mean? So I love it. And I thank you for providing this platform for us to come here and for Bobby Hemmitt to be here. Okay. I love you guys, man. Thanks.
Check out with my phone, Bridges, making the beat.
Right.
Yo. Check out with my phone.
What do you think of it tonight?
It was nice, it was nice, it was nice. Good vibes, good vibes. That's what it's about, knowledge. You know, it's all about going to higher heights, being aware of your God self and so forth. That's the most important thing, you know, to be aware that your conscious state, and it's all about intention and not about what you mention. You see what I'm saying? So this is why these events are good. I reckon everyone should come to it, no matter who you are, you know what I mean? It's all about raising your levels, your conscious level to the all.
Yeah, definitely. Just with Bobby Hemmitt there, just done the, you know, it's about connecting the dots right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to get into that next level of vibration, you know, the communication. The rituals, definitely, that's what it's about. The rituals, basically, it's about activating what we've lost. You know, within the cellular memory banks, those rituals are actual activations which we've lost, which are now activated in the now. And the now is not the past or the present, it's living in the moment. That's what it's about. Understand?
Enlightening, that's all I can say, very enlightening.
I thought the rituals were good for whatever purpose you want to use them for, especially with the money rituals. And I don't know so much about trying to keep a man ritual. That's just kind of like happened naturally. But the whole talk and discussion, I've watched a few Bobbies, and it's different than what I say I'm usually used to. But that's understanding, obviously, who we're dealing with, what we're dealing with at this time. But yeah.
Any further points?
I would just say that with the rituals, you just got to make them your own, and it's nothing new from what you do every day anyway, because you have thoughts in your head and you think, let me do this, and that might symbolize something, what I do anyway. So I just say just like you said, don't make it too rigid, be experimental and creative with it, and intention as well. It should be all good, but it's what you make it, innit?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought tonight was a very inspirational night. It taught me a lot about myself.
You're young.
Yeah, I'm 20. No, I'm 20. Yeah, I'm 20. It taught me a lot about myself. Yeah, I did find it useful because it relates to what I'm going through today and how I feel today about the world and stuff like that, and how I can make a change within myself. You know, instead of going out there, like you said, joining groups and stuff, do it from within, do you know what I mean? And it just confirms a lot of the things a lot of my thoughts. That's what I feel that people like Bobby Hemmitt is there for, to confirm what is already in your DNA, to make it stronger, to help that transmutation process.
Oh, wow.
So that's what it's done for me. Yeah.
All right, we're rolling, man.
We're here in jolly old England at the British Museum to partake in our ancestors' stolen history, and stolen history from all over the world. This is the creme de la creme of ancient artifacts. We're going to go in here and see what we can see.
All right.
Sure enough. I got my queen with me, Linda.
How you doing, sis?
Hey, London, all right?
Yeah.
Finally relaxing now and gonna take some sights in.
Right, we just got through with 3 days of lecturing, 1 day of ritual, off the chain.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we're about to roll up in the museum?
Yep. Exactly. And see what's going down.
All right, all right.
Rockefeller told them, when they built the University of Chicago, Rockefeller told them, this shit is too clean, too new, make it old. And they made it look like this in the 20th century. They made it look like this in a matter of months. Told them, make it old. And they made it look just like this. So, I guess that's nostalgia. Make it look authentic.
Yeah.
Tell it.
We know they try to superimpose themselves on our culture and you know,
Right.
from historical, you know,
Trying to make it look
the
like
Romans,
Hemmitt, the
you got
Romans,
it.
and make it look like ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Well, as you know, we're at the British Museum, and as I always say, you don't find too much British history inside the museum. This is not what pulls people inside there. It's the Asian, African, and indigenous, you know, traditions that people come here to really check out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
we're
gotta
about to
marvel at it.
All right. Yeah, we've been joined by our brother Israel, man.
Yeah,
We've just
man.
been documenting a little piece and that. We're gonna go around and do some code breaking while we're in the museum.
Breaking,
you know?
we're in the museum.
This is Brother Israel, the British Nigerian assassin, doing cosmic drive-bys on your mind. He's shooting from the lip and not the hip. But
That's it, you know?
he's officially going to be the official scholar of the UK and all. So we found several gods here, and hopefully this brother will rise up, you know, and show us a cross-cultural aspect of both the Nigerian and the UK. You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of research to be done just in history alone to try to uncover some stuff. Hopefully this brother here can, you know, be effective in the future. So we're documenting him on the tape now, so people back home, be on the lookout. You see what I'm saying?
Give thanks. That means a lot coming from a master teacher,
So,
you know.
We sanction him now in the British Museum. You see what I'm saying? You know, as one of the brothers, you know, that's coming up. But we try to tell people at home to utilize your scholars here. You know, because the king is without honor in his own home. So next time you see Brother Israel on some flyers and some posters and giving a presentation, you all need to come out to his presentation. You see what I'm saying? And like I said again, you need to utilize Brother Darren, who's putting on this stuff, and give him some help so we can bring this stuff around the whole Europe and America. And right now, it's time to conquer Europe with this thing. Yes, sir. You know, and maybe he might be the link to the continent for us, because we need a cultural link to the continent that, you know, we brothers in America don't necessarily have. You see what I'm saying? You know, so Nigeria being partly an English-speaking country, we can bridge the gap also, you know, with that whole thing. You know, so this is a real powerful time that we got the gods and all meeting. What appropriate place for us to meet and get this particular information in a place that's got all our artifacts. And like you said, there's very little British history in the British Museum. Right. Exactly.
Yes, we give thanks, you know. We got Bobby Hemmitt, HOC, Hatch of Consciousness, all you guys in over the States, or United Snakes of America, you know, as we call it. But yeah,
for sure.
You know, but you know, we're in the British Museum, we're doing our thing. Big up to Bobby Hemmitt, we've got the master here, you know, definitely one of the people who made my eyes start waking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on my path now, you know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else. So we're here. Like I said, no British history in the British Museum, but it's our things. Even if there is British history here, it's still our stuff.
That's right.
You understand? Ancient Druids, the ancient Moors. So we are the Moors coming back, reincarnated, coming back to claim back what's rightfully ours. So we're here. We're going to be going through the ancient Kemetic Park, ancient Green, ancient Etruscan, Minoan. They have all that here. They have the continental stuff, I believe, downstairs. We'll be touring all of that, and you know, they've got the Dogon stuff, the Yoruba stuff, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're going to be, you know, dealing with all of that, and it's going to be documented. It's going to be documented. No pie in the sky. This is real deal history, real deal science, real deal history. Understand?
All right, cool.
Right.
All right.
This is the head of Tutmosis III. And it's interesting, and this is, like I say, this is one of the smaller heads compared to some of the heads they got. But we were saying that they said they had anything from 15 to 20 artists working on a statue at the same time. And that's impossible in modern times because different artists have different degrees of talent, different levels. Well, they said today with such advanced people that they could get all the artists at the same time to have the same degree of talent on the highest level. So when they do these statues, it all comes out just as smooth and comes out the same. And it was perfect. You see what I'm saying? It was perfect. You know, so we talk about a level of mastery and genius that our people put together. And now they're going to tell us that our kids can't learn. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't teach them. They didn't have no such thing as a different capacities of learning in ancient Kemet. No such thing. You see, there's no such thing as a child left behind or different degrees. You know, so obviously we lost some type of rites of passages to learn how to learn on a certain level. How's it going, brother? We toured the British Museum exhibit in 2002, but it wasn't nothing like this because they couldn't bring these big statues there. Like these segments.
This is it. Yeah.
Wow. Then,
No, they didn't bring nothing to America.
No,
It was a fraction.
Fraction,
the Big Mama. All right. I'm telling you. Well, Linda finally meets her match. Segment meets segment. If she gets her killer instinct from her. Yes. Wow. The Lion Team family.
Yeah, tell us a bit about Segment before we...
Finally together.
Segment is a healer, a destroyer. She's the original Kundalini goddess. And she will have the last word because the energy that pulsates in our body is actually her energy. And she's both, on one aspect, the flip side of her is the goddess Hemmitt in her sexual and in her romantic aspect, creative aspect. In her ferocious aspect, she is the goddess Segment. And in her tame aspect, she is the goddess Bass or Bastet. Either way, I've always had a connection with her. And I'm glad to come and be with the family. So this is like a family reunion. I've only seen, they have one big statue down in Atlanta of her, but now they have 4. Hey, that is great. I'm going to hang out here and eat some kibbles and bits. All right. We got about 12 cats around our house, stray cats, so they're going to be pleased to see
Yeah, they're going to be happy about that.
their ancestors, where they came from.
That's it.
We're going to take this for brother. We're going to take this for Brother Sinetta.
Black Power Fish, yeah.
It's the original, where the original Black Power Fish come from. Brother Sinetta should be pleased to see this arm right here. But I would hate to see the statue that it came from.
Well, that's the head.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's the head. Wow. Wow. And that is a king. They don't even know the name.
Okay, I'm in Hocus the third.
Okay.
I'm in Hocus the third.
I'm in Hocus the third. Wow.
You can't disguise those lips and that nose, man. That's
I hear that.
It's straight. There's no if, buts, or maybes. You know what I mean? Cheekbones, nose, the lips tells you definitely the story of who's who. You know.
Ultimately, a greatest symbol of alchemy, and you know, alchemy is the study of melanin, and to speak as a composite figure. Which any kind of composite figure that they show, usually that is talking about it's a symbol of alchemy because alchemy is combine all the elements in the universe and ultimately coming together in the body to make the smooth ashlar with the Masonics call it, or they also the philosopher's stone. And that's ultimately what the Sphinx is, because it's a combination. It's Harmaket, but it's actually Heru and Mayat in a pyramid coup. Harmaket. The Arabs say they call him Abu, the father of the globe on the Arabic aspect of the actual Sphinx. But it has great mysteries and all. Some, says the original Lion of Judah, because it's also called the resting place of the lion, where you get the word Rasta from. Also, it's also called the baby lion, the Babylonian plateau. So before it was the Western plateau, it was called the Babylonian plateau in pre-dynastic Egypt. The Gnostic text was dug up in 1945, the Nag Hammadi Library, in Bentley Leighton's scriptures, a book called The Gnostic Scriptures by Bentley Leighton. When they translated the Nag Hammadi library, they kept saying this Babylon through it. But then when they traced it, they found out that was one of the names of the Sphinx, the baby lion, or the Babylon, or the mother and her baby. So probably that whole, and so that's also connected with Sekhmet also. As Gerald Massey documents in Ancient Egypt Light of the World. So it has a lot of things, but ultimately the ultimate secret is alchemy, and the ultimate secret is also melanin, but it's also called Horus on the horizon. So the word Heru, which means great face. And that's in the face, the great face is the great face of Horus. But what is the real great face? The mystery of the great face is the pineal gland is actually the face of God. So that's what Heru means. In Greek it means great face. So you got the great face of the Sphinx. And this is very interesting about the Sphinx because Edgar Casey he did a prophecy that there would be the Hall of Records would come under the Sphinx. And when the Hall of Records are open, it would be a great manifestation of an avatar called John Pineal. But they was thinking it was actually a literal Hall of Records. They haven't been able to find any Hall of Records. But the Hall of Records that was talking about the Sphinx and dealing with melanin is the Akashic Records. The word Akashic means black substance. So it's talking about Akashic Records other than a Hall of Records. So they misconstrued it, but yet they have, the Edgar Cayce Society has spent millions of dollars and even got an office in Cairo. Still trying to get to the bottom of that, and they don't understand. The Hall of Records is talking about us. You see what I'm saying? In that particular case, we're talking about the new UK gods of Britain, as well as the Africans in the diaspora that have the melanin, which is Akashic Records. So the Sphinx has a whole lot of meaning and stuff like that. But obviously, this is some kind of stone.
Yeah,
it came from
the beard.
The beard.
The beard of it, yeah.
Oh wow.
Which they recovered. So,
wow. So that's even great to have that.
Yeah. So apparently he had a beard.
Right. That's out of sight.
So that's part of the beard, and they've got it. Yeah. So that's the part there that came off.
Yeah, you can see it on the side there.
Yeah.
We don't know if it came off. I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure it didn't come off. It was shot off.
That's what we were saying before we come in there.
Dynamite stuff, you know what I mean? Because
how they try to make the ancient buildings of the past, like they try to make the British Museum look ancient. Like as you're coming in, you've got the pylons and stuff. Exactly. But you look up around, you see the buildings are falling down. You go to the ancient sites that they're trying to mimic, and they ain't got the same architecture.
My sarcophagus is in here, me in a past life. We gotta find it.
Yeah?
It just came to you?
Let's find it, man.
Okay. Well, that's
we gotta find this.
We gotta find it.
My sarcophagus is in here. Well, okay, we'll go back.
Okay, we're gonna go out. But there's a few of them.
We need to talk about this doorway. This is very important.
There's a black one. There's a black one that you can touch. That way.
This is very important. I was selling these things.
I remember.
This is the doorway. Now, they said what would happen with the doorway is people could understand How could you have a wall-up stone and call it a doorway? They say the key was not to go through the door physically, but to train your mind to go through the door astrally. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a doorway, and you're supposed to train your mind to travel through it astrally. We saw a small one down in Atlanta, but this one is the biggest one I've seen. Wow.
You get me
as well, like they're making,
this is spirit.
they're making modern
I'm not no camera buff. This one, I just want to snap a picture. This other doorway, that's what we call it. I'll be like, right.
Go ahead.
And they're making alterations to it as well. That's alterations, that's modern. They're just making alterations to that, so you know, that's.
And then they got the cheek to say, please do not touch the object, you know. These guys, man, damn teeth.
Steal our shit and then tell us how we should, what we should or should be touching.
Yeah. Say that? Okay, which one?
The one with Azazel.
Okay, the London ones, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Alright, cool, big
How
up.
can you say that that's not a brother?
I hear that.
I don't care how much you try to lighten up the skin. Look at that hair. There's no way you can't say that that's not a brother. Even that one right there. Hemmitt is only on this floor?
Yeah, it goes all the way down, but round there, then you can go around.
We got to see the sarcophagus.
Yeah, but then you start going to the Babylonian, Mesopotamian.
Yeah, right.
So so we can come back round to the. You can go this way.
We'll go this way
and then go around.
Yeah. If it's not locked up, I have one here. But if it's not locked down, some stuff that they have in the basement, certain people don't get to see.
Well, most of the stuff they took is in the basement.
Okay, right. This is just a big, large monument.
There's a Moorish section here, you know, but obviously it's under the Islamic Empire. You know, we know the Jedi mind trick, so you can get there as well, so you can mash up the dance.
I know you don't know the Moorish. You're the Moorish.
Alright.
Islamic logo. Well, the guys
Another aspect of Voodoo.
actually derived from Osiris. Osiris in his Phoenician form becomes Pan and Dionysus. And so Pan and Dionysus, so by the time the Knights Templar come up, they take a composite of all of that and make the Baphomet. The Knights Templar, in the book, Ivory Shah book, called the Sufis. And then he said that they made the Baphomet to venerate their founders, which was the Moors, the perfect man. And the Baphomet is supposed to mean the head of the Moor, the perfect man. The black man, the perfect man, and that's all documented in Ivory Shah's book. You know, so it's actually the Moor. Yeah, in that book, the Sufis.
In modern day occultism, Baphomet has been twisted into some demonic figure.
Well, actually, that is the way that the priests used to do stuff. Actually, it's Saturn. The goat god is Saturn. You see what I'm saying? The chastiser. So to the neophyte, it is the same monster that tell you don't go in that doorway. But to the priest, they understand in actuality it is the doorway and it is enlightenment.
Got the deity Min over there. You can see they've taken out the penis. Penis here, but that you can see that that's blatantly taken out. You know what I mean? Because some people are embarrassed.
Or some twisted cracker used it for a vibrator. Or some they get twisted like that.
They probably got it down in the basement doing some rituals with it.
You got it, brother.
You know, so you know that's the kind of mindset.
They try to come across all clean cut, you know, and above boards.
Yeah.
You have to remember they stole this to get it here, you know what I'm saying? They're not preserving it. Don't be fooled.
We got the limestone tire, the Great Mother, flanked by two Herus. So this is awesome. The two Herus, where you get your Lilith paws from.
Yeah.
This is the Great Mother.
The Great Mother, yeah.
All right. You see her at the center of the
Zodiac.
Yes. Can you just give us a little insight into that? Give us a little insight into that. A representation why she's at the center of the
giving birth to the universe. She is the Great Mother. And the little dog that she's giving birth to, the original one was Set, pre-dynastic Set, in which all of the dynastic gods get their attributes from. So the pre-dynastic Set was the primordial god of all time, mother and son, Tired and Set, and a Typhon and Set. And later on, although he was relegated as the adversary in the dynastic, the actual attributes of Osiris, Tahuti, Horus, and Anubis, because it's Har-ur, the illness, all of that was Set.
All right.
You see, all of that was set at the pre-dynastic Set, you know, and so all of his attributes, you know,
All right. While we're here, I need to highlight, you need to see this guy here, the security guard. He's just been sent over for something. My spirit's telling me that straight. But when you look at him, my man's not human, brother.
Because the way he even walked past, I noticed the way he walked past.
And look at his man's not human.
You know what I mean?
He ain't human.
Some clone is just been freshly come out of.
As soon as he walked past, I felt it. Then I looked at him and
you can see the way he was looking at us and all that. Look. He's got an agenda and he's machine. That's robot. Zombie. Mechanical.
It's a hair room on top of there. It's ironic because that's the Egyptian deck that she pulled in the lecture. The actual,
right, that's right.
The high
priestess
was actually they chose that for that tarot card.
And that's the energy that was in the room. All that energy,
There's a little right up.
Who in the world gonna lift all this? What you thinking the same? I'm like, this is no way. Come on, man. I mean, even men, I don't care how many men are gonna.
You're talking.
They're gonna push
you need like 50 men at least even though 50 men, I don't think could budge this.
I don't think so.
You need some real heavy machinery.
Yeah, you do.
See that?
I don't know what he's done. He's got some agenda.
That's what we are. Trisha. Look.
What's that? The guy is in his zone, man. Got the scarab beagle, man. You know?
No, These are the big, they didn't bring these. Stuff that they bought for the museum, the exhibit from the British Museum, they didn't bring these big pieces.
Yeah, right. They just gave you some little...
Well, there was a lot of it, but it was stuff that they wasn't monumental pieces like this big scale.
Okay, this, yeah.
Those three vests. Which also represent the fairy kingdom, the quantum world. Vests later on became the leprechauns.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You find that all in the Irish and Celtic mythology and stuff as well, yeah.
Right. The god Nim.
Yeah.
Wow. We've got Greek paints. Look at even the Greek paints. Why do they still have braids? That means that the Greeks were black. That means why would they have braids if it was another culture other than black? These are the Greek paints. See? And this one here, you have that lot. Thicker lots. So this
We go this way?
Yeah, like to the Babylonian.
Yeah.
That was a shrine for Amun Ra.
Beautiful.
Lily. Oh, that's who I want to get. There she go.
Queen of the night.
Yeah, Lily.
They got these two warriors going to war. But they show a man, but they show a monster. So in so many words, the monster also represents the power inside of
him. Right, that's right.
You got some book on that base. That's what I'm
But when you see that now, I think that's they will take that story logical. And they would, they'll think, oh, maybe a lion fighting a man.
I remember that because we used to do these plays at school and it was always done from the physical perspective. There was no metaphysical or spiritual understanding of it. They taught it as this guy, Legend of the Minotaur, that was one of the plays. I always remember. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they do it from a left brain, you know? Right, real talk. What we were just saying, this is the original dickhead, and if you look at the helmet of the brothers wearing, kind of makes sense. So true.
Pine cone that I showed in the lecture.
Yeah.
The tree of life.
Yeah.
The pine cone and the bucket. Here's the real actual one. There's another one with the same thing. The man with the two rings. The Lord of the Rings. These two. These are the bigger ones. Eagle-headed man. Also, that's a representative of Horus too. But the eagle represents the eastern state. Pine cone is the pineal gland and the bucket of water. Then they got a man doing it over there. Wow.
So this would have been like the Babylonian version of the Kabbalah. understand? So all cultures had it. We've had it in the Temple of Komombo, ancient Ken. They obviously have it. That's what the so-called fake Judan is, fake Jews running around now trying to, promote and claim that, oh, it's their thing, they're the chosen people. But obviously we can see there, it's evident that you see the different spheres of the tree. You know what I'm trying to say? So that was their version of the Kabbalah there, by the Babylonians.
Who could open it?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Jack and the Beanstalks.
Holy for liquor.
Yeah, but that's, so you imagine what kind of spirits went into this body.
I needed these for years. Interesting because those are the boats in the underworld and that's anomalous.
Yeah.
And all,
Celestial ships.
Yeah, wow.
I think you quoted a book by Evelyn Stratton. Evelyn Stratton. The Celestial Ships of the North.
Yeah, Evelyn Stratton.
Yeah, Evelyn. Yeah.
Celestial Ships of the North. Yeah.
So.
Looking at actual panels from the Book of the Dead. We saw these in America back in 2002 and 2003. There's your judgment scene with Osiris. It's your Book of the Dead.
Coming forth by day.
Coming forth by day.
Say that again, bro.
These are pictures of Lilith. They're real small.
If you look at her face,
You can see the crow's feet.
black woman's face.
And this is the bigger one. It must be in another museum.
Or downstairs.
Yeah.
Is she there?
Coptic. It's Coptic Ethiopian. Coptic Christianity.
Say that again, B.
The original ones. So everybody had their own little magic up under the cultures, even the later cultures. They never abandoned their magic.
And you saw that even in the movie Gladiator.
They had dolls.
Yeah, the soldier, when after they killed his wife, Maximus in Gladiator, he had the dolls of his wife and his child. And the black guy was asking him, he goes, what are those? And he goes, those are my wife and child, my wife and son, and I speak to them. And he goes, what is it you say? And he says, I tell my son that I'm going to meet him again in the afterlife. And he goes, what I tell my wife is none of your business. Yeah, that's what And he had the little dolls. He had the two little dolls. Okay.
This is Kuan Yin. And we have a statue in our house like this and an altar to Kuan Yin. So now we get to see the real deal thing in the British Museum.
Were those some of the handouts you gave out yesterday?
Yes, I gave,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, look. The mudras, I just want to highlight as well the mudras and the gang signs.
Yeah, the gang signs, yeah.
Got it there.
Definitely. So when they're saying all that East Coast and stuff, you know, that's...
And this is the whole Indian tuggy thing, you know what I'm saying? It's all related. The thugs, the tuggies, the slang and the gang signs, all of that comes from a root. And we're very close to that
root. They all
root.
symbolize, you see, they're symbols because they symbolize, as they're doing that, they're sigils. So as they're doing that, it emits specific energies. Because as the nerves are connected to certain glands in the body, when you do that, you let off the body lets off certain secretions now that takes it into all higher realms, you see. So it's deep stuff. You know, people would just see that as this thing, but that's you know, just by doing that, you'll be amazed what that can, what it's doing in the body.
It's like currents, and you got different currents that flowing through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The goddess Tara. Another one of my altars in my house is the goddess Tara. And it's a shapely and a hipply Tara also. Succulent breast. Tara, earlier form of Kuan Yin. Here's a picture of Shiva Naharaja. Shiva Naharaja, which is the dancing Shiva that destroys the earth or destroys the world. This is the Shiva Naharaja. This is the lingam, sacred penis that's represented in India also. The Shiva Linga.
You've got the double serpent too at the top. He's holding the two serpents.
This is Parvati, Shiva's wife. And we don't hardly get a lot of pictures, a lot of statues of her. They say that men used to watch Parvati and ejaculate on the ground just by the mere sight of her. And as we can see, why? There's a picture of Lakshmi that's close to this in the Gimme Museum, the same one that I sell. That's Parvati, or Uma Parvati.
We didn't get to go to the temple, but we get to come here to see Ganesh.
This is why we're here also. We are now in the Ganesha cycle. Ganesha's energy is present. Ganesha, we're glad to come visit him. Wish we had some curry to give him. He's the removal of obstacles, and as you can see, this lad is drawing.
That's a woman, you know.
This is my British.
Don't try to talk. Especially when you don't know what it means.
Okay.
Alas. I don't know. Look at the change.
This is the god Vishnu. God Vishnu, the consort of Lakshmi.
Yeah.
And this is one that we have in our home. This is Vishnu and Lakshmi.
Yeah, there you go.
Vishnu and Lakshmi. The sacred consort. There's also Vishnu. Different forms of Vishnu. Wow. Look at this sister. Mother Goddess.
Lakshmi.
And this is the famous Shiva Naharaja trampling the dwarf of ignorance. He's trampling the dwarf of ignorance. This is Shiva Naharaja, Shiva the Destroyer. This is a great one. Wow. South India. Here again is Vishnu.
Oh, this is nice, man. Now, I've not been in this section before. You know? I've never been in this section before. I'm just looking at this, I'm like, why haven't I not been here before? Yeah, this is big, this is nice, this is nice.
Very well preserved, I mean, it's big in here, it's big. It's humongous.
So it's just reinforcing more and more that these fuckers went all over the world, you know what I'm saying? They're just ripping off the culture. Look at this brother here, man.
Aruba.
That sounds African.
Yeah.
South Indian, Tamil. Well, he's from the Tamil, so obviously
Tamil,
you know,
Tamil, yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's all connected. But no, it's just about the tones.
Yeah. Garuda.
That's the form of what's the name? Rise the Garuda bird and Vishnu.
Okay.
This is a form of the mother, and she's suckling. Krishna is suckling her. Krishna is suckling the mother. And laid back. This is a big one here. This is Shiva Bhavani, or Shiva Uma, the divine consort, and his fine lady, chilling. See what I'm saying?
And she has the
Sucking on some gin and juice. Got the trident.
nice piece.
This is big.
It's nice, this is nice. They probably took this out of a temple or something.
Because look at this.
Yeah, that's from a temple. They just went in there and ripped that out.
They just ripped it off the wall. You know?
Definitely from a temple. Oh.
Look at the hairstyle on this sister as well.
Yeah.
She's got the cobra.
Yeah.
Crown.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
That's,
So you know we're dealing with the same people, dealing with the same sciences.
This is straight out of Kem, out of African continent, straight. No, it's but so maybe look at the hair. That's,
We need to do a little more study on him because he's a skeleton deity that's connected with Shiva. So he's a deity of the dead.
Yeah.
You see, you know.
He'll probably be like Osar or like
we need to do
underworld stuff. You know?
Right.
For the gay day spirits as well.
Gay
they come
days stuff, you see,
Yeah.
you know. He's sitting on a human or something, but it's a skeleton deity. You know. And so right here again, we got the grand sound.
This is somewhere.
That's the Nesha there. He's got him a honey fan in him with the lotus plant or something. Chilling back, pimp style.
I see one of the DVDs that I got from you. I can't remember which one it was, but where you showed the image of the Mac.
The Mac?
Yeah, then you showed your saw with
This is the ultimate form of what was earlier segment is now Durga. Durga killing the buffalo demon. Buffalo demon represents the matrix.
Right.
Represents the matrix.
And just going back, two things that just jumped out at me with Chamuda. So there's a place in Africa called Zamuda. So I'm wondering if there's any connection there. And then I looked right over there, and look, it says the temples of Orisa.
But it's interesting you say that, but I want to show you this.
Look at that. Temples of Orisa.
Orisa. Oh. Orisha.
So there's got to be some link. There's no coincidence. There's got to be some link.
Because look, I'm going to show you one of the ones that they would give to the Gimé Museum. Gimé Museum, they would give them more of the black figures.
Wow, yeah, straight away I see that.
This is Vishnu now.
Oh, is that Vishnu?
That's Vishnu. Look at that. Look at this. And this is Shiva. But that's Vishnu, how Vishnu originally looked. You see? This is the Gimé Museum. Check this out. That's Vishnu, how Vishnu originally looked. Like he from Ethiopia, like he from Nigeria. He looked West African. And that's Vishnu. That's coming from the Kushite people, or the untouchables and all of them people, Dravidians.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And these are the stuff that they... And check this out. This is a place called Kashmir. Kashmir is now in Pakistan, and that's where they be fighting and all that. You see? Kashmir, and they got a whole Shiva cult called Shava, Kashmir Shavaism. It's a Shiva cult. And this is the black thing, you see what I'm saying? And you can tell right here, if they didn't knock off the nose, it would look like this. This is a form of Shiva. This is the black, this is the stuff that they give to the Gimé Museum in Paris.
Right.
Look at this, look at this.
Durga.
That's Durga looking African. That's the original Sekhmet.
See, they would never show
And look where they got it way in the back. This is where it comes from.
I know.
This is where it comes from. Here's another Shiva and Parvati looking like the brothers and sisters on the continent. And this ain't they don't look Egyptian, they look West African. See what I'm saying? They look West African. That means that these are from even the earliest forms of the cults in India. And they will show these in the back of the stuff. Now obviously, if they got the two things on the side that's preserved, they rub the face off of this Vishnu because it looked like this brother down here. Look at Lakshmi.
Oh man, look at the real, you see?
Look at the real Lakshmi.
I've never seen this over there.
Look at the real Lakshmi.
And same thing again, Kashmir.
Kashmir. Look at Vishnu. So it's not inconceivable when my man, what's his name? My man Bay from.
Ivan said some.
The brother that said that the Shang dynasty comes from Shango.
Right. There you go.
Look at this Lakshmi. Look at this Lakshmi.
I know. It doesn't look like
that sister.
I know.
Look at that Lakshmi. Look at Shiva and Parvati.
And look, they have these all the way in the back.
Way in the back of the museum on a turn thing. You see? Look at that Lakshmi. That look like Big Mama. That look like Yemenya. Look like she's stirring up some pancakes on the way. Ancient mama stuff. Look, this is Pakistan and Afghanistan. That's where the brother was from that came to visit us and stuff, you see. And here's Shiva and Parvati.
Punjab Hills.
Got the Nesha down there chilling with them. All our stuff. It's amazing. This is probably worth $1,000, $1 million, because the simple fact here is you get to see something that they don't even put in the books today. And this is the stuff they sell in museums around the world because they don't want to. They want to get them out of India, like this Vishnu brother right here. Yeah, the truth will be told. Out of this world.
That don't look nothing like these with the pointed nose.
These are the regular ones that they show in the museums.
All right.
The Shiva, this is the Parvati that I talk about. That's a Shiva. But look at this Shiva. Look at this Shiva down here. Look at that Shiva down there. See, when you get the stone, that means it's older than the cast. The cast stuff they started doing later. This is the real deal.
Right.
And look at that afro. Now look at this. This is the Shiva. Look at that bush.
I know. I see. That's what I'm saying.
Look at that bush.
You tell me that doesn't look good.
So today we have actually uncovered stuff for the people. I was talking about going to the one in Paris, the Hemmitt, in Paris to see all that. No, they got it right here in the British Museum.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the original. When you get the stone, that's the earlier forms.
Yeah.
That's the earlier forms. Different things of Vishnu. Vishnu and his consorts. Shiva. Well, I'll be damned. Look at this brother right here. Look at the nose on that brother there. And the nose on that brother there. Those are African looking noses. Even the phenotype. I know Africans like the Maasai got noses like that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's another. Check out that brother.
South India, musician. South India. Wow. Thing where they be like to say blowing saxophones.
Okay.
And
smoking dope.
That's that Ganesha figure. We don't even want to get into Africa or Buddha. You see. You don't even get into that. We'll be here all day.
This Shiva here, this statue, same thing. From Cambodia.
Look at that brother.
And check out the name, Cambodia.
That's an actual Angkor Wat.
Yeah. These are like the brothers and sisters got at the venue in it, on the screens.
Okay, yeah.
Buddhas, but they look more like the Cambodian kind of style.
They had a knife like that that came alive. In the movie Shadow. Look at that, that's African figure too.
And that looks like the dagger. You know where you seen that dagger too? The golden child.
That's where I saw it. Right.
The golden child. I remember the child was from Tibet. The golden, the same dagger with Eddie Murphy.
In about 10 minutes.
I want to put this one. I want to document this one piece right here. Because this is one of the Bodhisattva Tara. This is one of the ones that I have in my. One of the altars of Tara. But if you look at that face. Here go again, tracing Tara back to her original. You see, African origin.
Yeah, but we couldn't go around. Okay, and then we go around the bookstores and... Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have a look around. Look at that.
She looks like a Maasai.
Definitely.
Okay, this is a snapshot. This is of the funerary rites of my Uncle Kunsu, me in a former life. And I want to say this, I came all the way from America to see this and get this, the 27th dynasty. So I wanted to get that. And this place was closing, but he was able to let us in. After 17, where's 17? 17. Right there. Yeah, Uncle Kansu 17. This Uncle Kansu 17, the snapshot, and this is the actual papyrus. I was able to get that.
Man.
Yeah. All right. In the British Museum, was able to get a funerary rite of me in a past life.
And after they shut down and they still let us in.
All right. Okay, 27th times. You should come earlier. Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, man, we're just leaving the British Museum now.
Yeah.
We've got some footage,
Yes.
Bobby. Can you just give us a little overview, man?
Well, I wasn't expecting to find a funerary sarcophagus of when I was in Hemmitt. I had already known about it, but I wasn't expecting to find, a funerary painting of one of my incarnations on Earth. But we did find it, and we also, the highlight was to find the African origin of India, the Kushite forms of Shiva, Lakshmi, Vishnu, Durga, and all of those in their original Africoid forms, you see. That was the highlight.
All right,
but
coming by way of Kashmir, yeah? Kashmir
coming from Kashmir, which is now Pakistan. And they still worship some sacred science called Kashmir Shaivism. If you ever get your hands on some of those books, it's real interesting stuff.
Okay.
A lot of Kundalini material and stuff coming from those texts.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to get a glimpse of this. Like I said, in America, there's no such thing as you paying for you having a free museum. You pay for everything you get in America. This is unheard of. You see, it might be $7, might be $10, but you're gonna pay. The big bonanza don't play that. So we was able to go and to take in this, and see some ancient relics. And we're gonna have to come back again.
For sure.
And convince them to let us into some secret rooms.
Well, as you saw, they opened up the room for us after it's done, locked off. Closed up the room, so the spirit just kept the flow going.
Right, because I needed to see this funerary thing. But what happened was I went down and found a book, and a book of British Museum, and come to find out they had this funerary text that I didn't know that they had. It was right near the Book of the Dead, right in the same case with the Book of the Dead. And so we had to rush back up. And they were closing the museum down, that section down, and the guy let us in for a few minutes to document it, and that's great. So, because we had seen it earlier, but we had no way of knowing, So, that's
cool.
Number one.
All right, peace. Any little feedbacks about the whole inside?
Listen,
anything?
Man, amazing. I've been here before. I've never, you were saying, bro, I've never been into that to the ancient Indian, the ancient Viridian of our people.
I've also been told to check out the Victoria and Albert Museum, that they got a whole heap of stuff there as well. Like the ancient Indian stuff as well.
You know what I mean? So, and just right at the back there, they just had all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You saw the gods and the goddesses, Lakshmi, Shiva, Parvati, all of them, Nubian. Black faces, Asian Kushite faces, no argument.
You could see the relation between the Indian and the Kemite stuff, the serpent, Kundalini energy, the hairstyles.
We found an ancient statue of Shiva, I think it was, with an afro. With a fro. Yes.
And one of the first ones as well, because it was in stone, and you know that.
That's right.
What Bob was saying,
the stone one comes first before all the casting of the iron and stuff. But they had the stone, but it looked like a fro like Queen T.
Yeah, that's right.
Big fro.
All right, well, man, it's been blessed. Definitely open up some new channels coming through here, things that we've never seen before. All right, we're going to continue, hit a couple bookstores and stuff, yeah?
Okay,
All right,
we're going to continue the journey, man.
Oh, yeah.
All
right. Peace. Rolling.
And we end this documentary bonus footage at Cleopatra's Needle. Shipped over from ancient Egypt in commemoration of as a gift to Queen Victoria. I think that's how it goes. It's flanked by 2 Sphinx.
They say it dates back to 1500 BC, was erected in honor of Thutmose III. Yeah.
Wow. So it's actually his obelisk.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Built to last.
We saw him in the British Museum today.
That's right.
I think they just have a tendency to call all obelisks Cleopatra's Needles.
Yeah, that's what it was calling them in the Victorian time.
Yeah.
Right. It was calling all of them Cleopatra's Needles. Yeah. Right.
Here by the River Thames or the River Isis.
Yeah, River Isis.
Right.
So that's
River Isis.
Isis River, you know. You know, and I'm pretty sure even in the ancient world.
Get a thing of that Ferris wheel. This goes out for you, Sister Delbra Morris. She got in the Ferris wheels for some reason the last couple of months. And so we got the big one there for her.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you.
All right.
You know, so, and I'm sure in the ancient world, these waters would have been joined like the Mississippi River, the Nile, the Amazon River, you know, all those were, you know, because the Mississippi River is still, that's the River of Isis. If you look in the word Mississippi, you see the word
And
Isis.
here you can see Big Ben,
you know,
which is, Big Ben is down there. Can you see Big Ben?
Benjamin Banneker.
Benjamin Banneker. They loved this clockwork so much until they built a biggest clock in these hemispheres for him. Big Ben. You had it.
So yeah, this is Turn of the Ancients. You know?
For sure,
That's
for
right.
sure.
Telling you.
You got the Amarcus.
Amarcus. Two of them.
Guarding obelisk.
The peanuts.
The Tekanu.
The Phallus. Or Osiris. Or Star. And ain't it funny, if you look at the Amarcuses, one's facing east and one's facing west.
Wow.
So that's west and that's east.
There you go.
For real.
So, you know,
They didn't put it here.
well, yeah,
You understand?
they did their science and they mapped it out and, you know. So,
You can see the side of this.
yeah.
You got the wing disc.
Yeah, let me get a close up of that before the battery runs out.
That sets over every door in Egypt. Also says, man, know thyself. That's Kepra. That's the Wajek. Wow. Which holds the obelisk. Well, they say they removed it from the Greek dynasty to Alexandria, the royal city of Cleopatra. It was there erected in the 18th year of
Augustus Caesar.
Augustus Caesar, excuse me.
BC 12.
It was erected by Thutmose III about 1800 BC.
Speaking of Thutmose III,
And it's interesting here because it said it later on.
That's Thutmose III right there.
Is it gone?
No, I'm rolling.
It's interesting said that it was later on added, there was inscriptions added by Ramesses the Great. And the reason why that, because Ramesses was good for going to take older monuments and stealing them, putting his name on them.
Okay.
He was famous for that.
Yeah.
Big ego.
Yeah.
He had 90 children.
His name is on more monuments
60
than
children.
any. Yeah.
Died at 90.
Yeah. He's got more names on monuments than any other pharaoh.
Right. And most of the monuments was built before he was even born. But he did build a lot in his time, master builder.
Yeah.
And before him, well, before Akhenaten, most kings were not really interested in showcasing their wives and exalting their wives.
And so Ramesses did learn something from Akhenaten, because after that he built the temple of Nefertari right by Abyssinia, right beside his tomb. And he was inspired to do that by Akhenaten, who elevated Nefertiti. So and even the name Nefertari. Nefertiti means beautiful one, Nefertari means most beautiful one. So, it's interesting. But he was really affected by the Amarna period. You know, and that's why we have a big temple to his wife that you get ready to go see in August. Do a ritual for me.
Oh, definitely. I'll be. You're gonna see the DVD, man. You for ancient future. UK. That's right. You're gonna be seeing that. That's like exclusive ritual just for Bobby. I'm gonna be there with the tarot cards, the alcohol, the libation, everything. Yeah. I might just bring the temple back.
But I have a special relationship to the Temple of Dendera, and the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, and the Temple of Edfu with Horus, especially the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, because I elevated that in my first Dogon lecture back in 2000, back in '92. So that's very special, I'm telling you.
So you got to see a few of the sites now, Bobby. I know we just swung by them, but what do you make of London? What's your makeup now?
It reminds me of a composite of New York and DC, except when you get to the older part. Buckingham Palace and all of that. But it's got a little more things you can do as far as that British Museum was very impressive, especially to find a stela of my past life there, pirates. So, but it's very interesting. And what I really make of London is just the tons and tons of black people walking around, looking like Harlem, and you would never know this. I am baffled. If there's anything that I can say that I've been kept in the dark about here is literally. And I had a chance to come here years ago and didn't really want to come because the simple fact I didn't want to go no place with all them white folks and no black folks.
I understand that. I hear that.
I said, why I want to go there? Ain't no black people over there. Look at this. I've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? They've been over here for the past 70, when the influx came.
50s, 50s, 60s.
Right, 50s, 60s and stuff like that. So my point is, they've been over here a while.
That's right, you got generations now that have been born here, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
A good 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like 50, 60-year-olds.
Right. So, it's just like Chuck D said, get yourself a passport, you see what I'm saying? And that way your perception of things can be proven only by you and not other people. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
It can be dictated by you. But that is one of the major things, But then again, on the other hand, all things will be revealed in the end. The Gospel of Thomas, Nag Hammadi Library. Nothing will remain in the dark. And the UK gods is basically, you see, time to shine. Time to shine. Your time has come.
For sure. But we're standing here. I think all these were brought here not by coincidence.
No.
They're triggers and catalysts.
Right.
To remind us of the linkage.